I now declare the third general session of the 25th Annual Indiana Senior Beta State Convention to order. Now welcome to the stage, my sister, Abby Walker from Washington High School.
Is the glass half empty or half full? Are you an optimist or a pessimist? We Betas are full of positivity. Through dedication, Beta spread smiles across the faces of people we help. Our service projects positively impact others. Although not everybody has the power of positivity like my brother, Captain Clay, we can spread happiness by simply putting smiles on our faces. Think positive and you'll make a positive impact on the world. Although I've had some bad days in my life where I've woken up late or forgotten about a quiz, but despite these challenges, I got up the next day ready to change the world with positive thinking. Although we're going to have bad days in our lives, it's the job of us Betas to shake it off and let the power of positivity shine through.
Joining me on stage will be craniofacial team nurse Carl Ritter, Riley craniofacial team coordinator Caitlin Schertz, and Mrs. Christmas. Oh. And Camper Morgan Campbell. On behalf of the Indiana State Beta Club, we would like to contribute $6,502.05. And over the past 25 years, we have contributed over $162,757.94 to Camp About Face. We are also going to present them with cards that we have created at the 34th Annual National Beta Club Convention in Nashville, Tennessee this past year. And now they're going to take the stage to speak.
Oh my goodness, thank you all so much. My name is Caitlin Schertz, and I'm the craniofacial coordinator at Riley Hospital. And it's been a joy over the past year to get to talk to some of your clubs and tell you a little bit more about camp. We do have Camp About Face, many of you are familiar with. If you're not, it's a camp for kids with craniofacial anomalies and facial differences. And my role at Riley is to help kind of plan and coordinate that camp every year. And I myself went to it when I was younger. It's a wonderful camp to go to. It's just a traditional camp. The only difference is that the kids that go there all have some sort of craniofacial anomaly or facial difference. And I'm sure, as you can imagine, being in a place where a lot of people have gone through the same experiences that you have, like they experience at camp, is just a wonderful feeling, and it provides a lot of community for our kids who really need that. So I want to thank you all so much for what you do for Camp About Face. I know that you might not necessarily get to see it every summer in action, but please know that there are a lot of kids at Bradford Woods every summer who are very thankful for what you do, and that there is an office at Riley Hospital that is aware of you guys and what you do, and you hold a very special place in our hearts throughout the year for what you do. I even had the chance to go speak to North Davies Beta Club earlier this year and tell them about what camp is like and get to talk to all of them. And it was just a phenomenal experience to get a glimpse into what you all do every year for us. So thank you so much for all of your support. I would like to introduce Morgan Campbell. She's one of our former campers. She's a sophomore at IUPUI this year, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what camp has meant to her too.
Hello, my name is Morgan, like Caitlin said. So yeah, I go to IUPUI. I was born with a cleft lip and palate. Through that, I've had 14 surgeries, so Riley's has meant a lot to me, and I couldn't thank you all enough for raising this money for Camp About Face, because camp was the one thing that's really changed my perspective, my personality, and everything. I was a very shy kid. Growing up with cleft lip and palate, you don't know what it is, and you get made fun of as a child. And coming to camp when I was 12 years old really helped me find that person who's confident, and seeing all the younger kids as I was growing up learn who they are and become more confident and aware of themselves, it really changes my life as well. And having donations that you all raise, coming into camp means a lot, because if it wasn't for this camp, I don't know who I would be today. I don't know who those little kids who are afraid to say what they have would be today. So it's really definitely an inspiration, and it makes me so happy to see that a group of people like all of you came in and raised this money. I went to camp for 7 years, so it's definitely had a huge impact, and I'm still with it today, as you can see. So I wish you could all see what camp was like and see how happy the kids are every day. Seeing other kids talk about their surgeries together is things you wouldn't do at, like, say, when you're in school, especially middle school and early high school. So it's definitely changed everything, and makes me want to go on, like, in life in the future to help all those kids, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you again, and thank you for having us and raising all this money for Riley's at Camp About Face.
Betas, we are in for a real treat today. Our next speaker is the man who has been the driving force behind the Indiana Beta ship for the past year. You may remember him as the guy who sang Trap Queen on the stage at Nationals, or possibly the man who had an interesting answer to his impromptu question here last year. He is also well known for his clutch card tricks. Seriously, AJ is aces. And if you don't believe me, I'm sure that he could find you one. Ladies and gentlemen, your Indiana Beta State President, AJ Sellers.
Thanks, Dalton. Okay, he said I am literally aces, so I'm going to start out with a card trick. Hopefully that's okay. I'm going to try to keep the mic by my face. Hopefully I can do this. Okay, ace of spades. You can all see that, right? Yes. Okay. I have a pen in my pocket, hopefully. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to sign this ace, all right? And all of you will be able to see me signing this ace. Okay, see it? All right. We're going to stick it down, and we're going to fold it. Okay, now, like in most magic tricks, people just make it disappear. But no, now, it's a 5 of diamonds. Okay? So, where'd that ace go that I signed? We'll look, and we'll go. Let's go. 6th row, 5th seat to the right. Can you show that? Can the camera zoom in on that? All right. My speech is patience and peace. So I'm going to talk about my adoption story. I was adopted as soon as I could legally from the state of Kentucky. So I had to stay in the state of Kentucky for a month after I was born before I could be brought back home to Indiana by my lovely parents, Mary Jo Sellers, which is here, and Vince Sellers. She's over there. So I was born knowing I was adopted, and they would always ask, do you have any questions about your biological family or anything? And like most kids, whenever you get asked the same question over and over and over, you're like, no. It just got so tiring. So I just always disregarded everything that they tried to ask me about him. Then one day, my sister, Katie, which I got put with as I was born, she is my blood sister. I got put with her, raised up with her all my life. She's my true sister. So we go to Holiday World. She invites me, which is pretty weird. But we go, and she always had this way of getting around telling me the whole truth. So on the way there, I was like, it's just me and you going, right? And she goes, no, I'm meeting some college friends. Oh, thanks. We get there, already upset that it's not just me and her. We had to wait an hour for them. We're waiting, and then they show up. 2 girls, probably around the age of 23 and 25 at that time, and Katie said she met them in college. And, which was really strange, whenever I met them, they hugged me. I don't know you. That was really weird, so I made Katie ride with me on every single ride. They already tried to hug me. What else could they do? So, after, you guys know Holiday World, after a while of riding the Voyage and the Raven, you get a headache, so you're heading to the water park. Before you get into the water park, you go to the lockers to put in your bags that you used in the land park. So, the 2 girls that Katie met in college were like, yeah, we'll buy the lockers, our treat, since we were late. And I was like, okay, fair deal. I don't have to pay for the locker anyway, but thanks. So, whenever my sister was talking to me at the end of the line waiting for them, she was like, so, do you like them? And I was like, yeah, sure. They tried to hug me, but that's all right. She was like, do you notice anything? And I was like, yeah, their accent is kind of weird, and they say y'all, like Kaylin. And I was like, I don't know what came over me. Just something so strong, so undescribable. And I just said, they're my sisters. Should have told you before. It's my bad. Whenever I found this out, she nodded her head and she was like, yeah. Thanks, Clay. She was like, yeah, they're your sisters. And unexplainable joy came over me, and I conjured up the biggest hug I ever could. And I hugged him for like 15 minutes. It was so great. I had the rest of the day. And knowing that I had other sisters was like, it's just, I have more family, more people that love me, everything. Well, whenever the day ended, I had to say bye to my newfound old family. And on the way home, I started thinking, why wasn't I told? Why? Well, I get home, and my parents ask me, did you meet anybody in the Holiday World? And I was like, no. not the beta thing to do, but I said no. And so they called my sister, and she told them. So we had a long talk, and I was filled with hate. I was irate. I just didn't want to talk to him. How could you hide this from me? How could you not? So I just couldn't talk to him for a while. It just felt so wrong to talk to him. But finding patience and peace to talk to them and to love the parents that brought me into a better life and better way to do things, knowing that them getting help from counselors to ask me, do you have any questions, and instead of just telling me if I wanted to know, then I would ask. So it wasn't their fault, and I found patience and peace to forgive them, and now I love my mom more than anything in the world. I'm sorry, Mom. Thank you.
Now I'd like to call to the stage the character skit winner from Sullivan High School.